Hey everybody, you hear me? I still haven't fixed my old microphone. I'm here in my bedroom, 3:30 in the morning. Hope I don't wake up the neighbors. I got new neighbors. I haven't met them yet. Zazoo Plazz here. Zazoo Plazz, my weekly report. It's actually Tuesday morning, the 2nd, because I didn't do it on Easter because it was Easter Sunday and I went over to my dad's house and my sons were there and we had dessert, you know. So it was a very nice day, but I didn't get to get out for my Zazoo report. And then when I came home, my throat, my voice was hoarse because I talked so much. And so you know, then I just took most of Monday. I had to do some April Fool's posting. But, oh yeah, so it's April 2nd, 2024, Zazoo Plazz report with Leslie Plazz, your host. I think somebody's up there. Oh well, I'm going to still do my report. Maybe they'll hear me. Sometime I got to get a new microphone because my old one kind of bit the dust. So we'll try to get through this without my voice giving out or waking up the neighbors. Anyway, I gotta find a place where I can talk. I'll be back outside once it gets warmer. You know, I'll find a place where I can talk outside because that's my best place. But anyway, so it's Easter week. This might be a shorter report than usual. I just feel like I just echo in my house here. I got my bed. I still didn't get a rug. I gotta get a rug. And I gotta get some furniture. I checked out some of my dad's stuff yesterday. You know, he's got stuff from the 70s. Like he's got tray tables that are older than me. You know those metal ones they used to use? Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so I struck out. I'm looking in Dad's basement. Everything was, you know, he had these like tray tables, these regular tables that were like, it would have taken me so long to put the damn things together. I said no. Anyway, so I was thinking, somebody going to be listening to me now. I hate that. So anyway, I looked at the scriptures. Of course, the Easter story is always inspiring to me. And I looked at the part where, okay, so Mary Magdalene and Mary, right? They leave the tomb and they see that Jesus isn't there. And then the angel tells them, no, he's risen and all this. So this is just my amateur take on this. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm not trying to be, you know, anything. Just my musings. All right, so it said that they left the tomb fearful yet overjoyed. I mean, isn't that the way? So they're going back to tell the rest of the apostles, right? And they meet Jesus on the way. And he tells them that, don't be afraid. Tell my friends to meet me in Galilee, right? So then I started thinking about that word Galilee, right? Which it's funny. We used to go. My parents used to take me to this restaurant. It was actually in Rhode Island, but the name of the town is Galilee. Like it was this restaurant, you know, called George's Galilee. And I always always thought, that was strange because it was right on the ocean, right where the boats went out. So it's like the Sea of Galilee, which is where Jesus said he was going to meet his friends, right? So then I started thinking, Galilee, Galilee. Wasn't there a song from like the 70s that took place that had that word Galilee in it? Hold on. Okay. Oh, I'm just going to finish. All right. So then I got to thinking, yes, absolutely. There was a song, so I did a little searching. There was a song called Put Your Hand in the Hand. It was written by this Canadian guy, Gene McClellan, and it was first recorded by Anne Murray in 1970. So I was 4, 5, something like that, in Canada. So it was a Canadian. All right, I guess I'm back. Well, I'm going to try to finish this. Anyway, so I was talking about that song. Yes. So there's this song, Put Your Hand in the Hand. And so it was about this very thing about, Jesus, putting your hand in the hand of basically Jesus, so the man from Galilee, which is, where he told his disciples to meet him. So it was kind of, a lot of the songs that came out in the 70s when I was a little kid, they were like these folksy, religious songs, right? There was a whole bunch of them in the late 60s, early 70s. And I'm fascinated by this. It was a thing. And it wasn't like a political thing. It was just a pop culture thing that just, all of a sudden, going on at the same time as the Vietnam War and all these, protesting, you had these songs that were, really inspiring. And some of them they'd play if my parents took me to church. There was this crossover where you'd have like a folk group playing some of these songs that were on the radio. Maybe they were trying to get the baby boomers to go to church. I don't know. But anyway, so Anne Murray does the song first, 1970. And then this group, Ocean, which is ironic because, Jesus was a Pisces and he was all about the song, Galilee was on by the sea, and the Sea of Galilee and all this. So it kind of seems appropriate that a group named Ocean would have come out with it, right? And they took it to number 2 on the Billboard 100. And it was the number 33 song of the year in 1971. So that was 71. Okay. And then, so Anne Murray was like, oh, it's my song first, whatever. Because she had done other songs with this McClellan, this writer, on one of her albums. So that's interesting. So, yeah, so one of the lyrics of the song is, look at yourself and you can look at others differently, right? And that's the message. It's a message for now. Because Jesus, Easter, it's a time for clearing the slate, starting anew, right? We're in Aries season, which is the first sign of the new astrological year. So, these are the insights I get at 3 a.m. Everybody else is sleeping. I'm up thinking about, 70s pop songs and how they relate to the world, right? If you're a daytime person, you don't think like this, right? So isn't it funny how our modern world is set up to suppress people who've seen, interesting things that they want to, tell the rest of the world about, right? So these women, right, they're excited, they're afraid on the one hand, but they're full of joy, right? When you have an insight, you want to tell somebody, right? You want to tell the whole world. And yet, there are people who are invested in you not telling people things because they might get ideas, right? And then they'll stop buying into the whole system that supports those other people, right? So, if people start going out in nature and listening to silence and, being awake when everybody else is asleep, walking a different path, right? That's just going to blow their whole world wide open. The people who would take advantage of, the people, the masses, right? It's very dangerous. Though some people feel threatened by truth and light, right? So it was during this time. It seems like once those guards who had been guarding the tomb went back and, told all the priests and the people, the elders, that all this that went down, right? They were also witnesses, right? But the elders and the priests paid them to be quiet. See? Because they were afraid that these soldiers were going to, do the same thing. They were going to, they saw what happened. But they allowed themselves to be silenced for some money. Now, there's nothing wrong with money. Money can be used for good purposes, for survival, right? It's just money. It's not good or bad. But when it's used in the sense of keeping, people quiet, who might, if the soldiers had had more integrity, then they would not have accepted it. See, they had a choice too, but it was all part of the story, right? It wasn't time yet. It wasn't time. People couldn't handle that much truth at that time, right? But now is a different time. So, in our times, there is more energy, there's more momentum for this kind of thing to happen. That's why I'm doing YouTube videos at 3:30 in the morning in my apartment with no rug. But the thing is, if only even a few people, right, even just those few people who knew the truth, who were witnesses, they could change the world, and they did, right? Because they spoke from their heart, from what they had seen. And when that gets going, a few people, you can't hold it back, it just gets out. That the light becomes too bright and it overcomes all the ones who would take you down. Doesn't matter anymore. So it's interesting. So, I thought many times it's difficult to keep going, doing these videos, right? And I'm like, well, where is it going? What's it gonna, But as long as I have something I want to say, I have to say it, even if I don't have the right equipment. One thing after the other goes wrong, right? I go outside and the equipment fails. I go inside and, it's not the right time, whatever. So I just said, okay, well, I'm just going to keep doing these one a week, see where it takes me. And, I think it's important just to share my insights on here once a week. and, see where it goes. Yeah. So, that's my kid's going to be 21 pretty soon, so we'll see. He wants to work on his car for his birthday. Apparently, turning 21 is not a big deal. Like, okay, I'm not going to even go there. Yeah, so anyway, so we'll see. I'm going to make it a short one this week. And I could have, maybe during the week if I have a chance, I can do a few extra reels. But yeah, so click on the link for that song, because I don't know if it's one that most people remember, and I didn't remember it either until, just recently. But yeah, we have a big eclipse coming up next week. In Connecticut here, it's going to be a partial eclipse, so I don't think we're going to, it's not going to completely cover the sun, but up in northern New England, I think they're going to be able to see it better. So, there's a lot of astrology to do with this, but my voice is kind of going on me, so I'm going to cut it short this week, and I will see you next week for another Zazoo Plazz report. Till then, happy Easter. I hope you have a great week, and go out and speak your truth. Oh, by the way, though, Mercury is in retrograde, so don't be surprised if you have some delays on your journey. So just be careful, be safe, and expect, lower your expectations. It's a time to relax, go, review, rewind, renovate, all those things. Rethink. That's why my phone just cut out on me. Oh, jeez. Okay, till next week, Zazoo Plazz signing out. Take care.